Okay, in this video, we're going to factor this expression right here, and I'm going to use method 2, AC plus grouping. Now, this classification can be seen in the description box. There's a playlist where I go over different types of factoring methods, and this is just one type. Alright, so with this method, I'm going to draw an X, and in the top, it's going to be A times C, in the bottom, it's going to be B. So let's explain that. So here, there's no middle term, so I'm going to rewrite this as X squared plus 0x minus 25. Now our A term is the number in front of x squared, but there's no number in front, so we know the coefficient is 1. Our B term is 0, the one next to the x, and our C term is a constant, so negative 25. So this top is going to be A times C, the bottom is going to be B. A we said is 1, and C we said is negative 25. And so we get negative 25. And our B term is 0. And so at this point we think to ourselves, what two numbers multiply to give us negative 25, but add to give us 0? There's only one combination that will satisfy this goal. It's going to be 5 and negative 5. Now this method is called AC plus grouping. So in a way this is like the AC part. Now we're going to see the grouping part. So I'm going to keep my x squared plus, this time we're going to replace 0x with 5x minus 5x. So 5x minus 5x, which is the same thing as 0. Keep our negative 25. And now we're going to group the first two pieces and the last two pieces. So parentheses x squared plus 5x. Always in the middle put a plus sign to start off. Then do parentheses negative 5x, negative 25. Now I look at x squared and 5x. I see what do they have in common. They have an x in common. Then I think, what's the biggest number I could divide both by and get a nice whole number? And there's nothing besides 1. Now we think x times something gives you x squared. That's going to be x. Plus x times something is 5x. That's going to be 5. Because x times x, x squared. X times 5 is 5x. Now here we have negative 5x and negative 25. And we think, what's the biggest number I could divide both by and get a whole number? And that's going to be 5. And I'm also going to factor out a negative, and we'll see why next. But you can look at it, they both have a negative, and so that's okay. So negative 5 times something gives us a negative 5x, that's going to be x. Negative 5 times something is negative 25, that's going to be a positive 5. And so this is the important reason why I took out a negative instead of a positive. Now we see something to be matching, x plus 5, x plus 5. If I put here a positive 5, then this would need to be negative x, negative 5, then they won't be identical. But by taking out a negative 5, we have an identical piece. And so our final answer will be, we copy it one time, x plus 5. Then I call this part the leftover, x minus 5. And so this right here is your final answer. But it's always a good idea to check. X times x is x squared. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. 5 times x is positive 5x. And 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. So x squared, it matches. Negative 25, it matches. Likewise, 5x minus 5x is 0x, so it gets eliminated. Also here we have 0x. And so that's all we need to do for this problem, but if you want more practice, check out the description box for more videos.